Let's do it. Happy Monday, team. All right. We are here. Monday is here. The real estate market is moving. We have fully recovered from all the basis points that were lost on the Fed day, not the few days leading up to that. I'm going to get to that in a second. We always know that big money is smarter than we are. They know when stuff is happening long before we do. Expect that, know it. Here's a really good, interesting one. Derrick Evans, VA home loan specialist here. Did you know you can have a non-occupying co-borrower for VA, but that non-occupying co-borrower must be a veteran? That's one I didn't even know. And we did discover that. It's pretty cool. So, if you have a potential veteran co-borrower, they don't have to occupy. Their entitlement can't be used. That's the one caveat. So you have to be using entitlement from the other veteran that's on the application. But you can do that, and it's totally legit. So there's always interesting things about real estate and finance that will come up. I mean, almost every day. It's like such a learning experience. So today we're going to look at that. We're going to look at a couple of headlines. We're going to look at Escondido. Yeah, I remember Escondido. I think it even means, someone who knows Spanish, tell me, what does Escondido mean? I think it means like a faraway place or something like that. And people, I could be wrong, but I think someone told me that maybe they were just messing with me, El Gringo here. I don't know, but people used to think Escondido was really far away. Now Escondido is thriving. We called this multiple years ago. I had several people. We did a winless listing up there. Benny Charles was telling us about Escondido. Several other agents were telling us about Escondido. Melissa Sophia was telling us about South Escondido. There were multiple other agents I'll remember. And we were like, yeah, so it's just poised to blow up, and it's in the process of blowing up. A lot of things are, but Escondido in particular. So we're going to look at that today. Let's jump in right away. Talk to you just show you what I was meaning. So this was Fed Day, this big ugly red candle right here. And you can see where we started the previous day from. We've now made it all back up. So all these losses at 55 or 60 basis points from Fed Wednesday, Red Fed Wednesday, not last week, but the week before, has now all been made back up. This is good. Now, what we did not make up yet is these 3 days. So we had this one indecision day. Remember where I was saying, I don't like this, I think we should lock here. These 3 days, this is where the big boys knew that this was coming, and so they got out, right? And that was sort of our signal that things were going to be ugly when the Fed spoke, was these 3 sort of capitulation days. Now, there was other things going on. Moving averages, resistance levels were involved here. And remember, we want to see mortgage bonds go higher. That means lower interest rates. So we're hoping to see activity moving this higher, which is what we've got, so this has been good. And that's sort of building out this triangle for us here, this wedge. It's going to lead to something going on here with these 3 moving averages we have now up here. Something's going to happen. Something's going to give here soon. I hope it's a breakout to the upside, much lower interest rates. That'd be great. Would love to see it. But, I don't know. There's a lot more, I would say, probability that we're going to see bonds trade lower and therefore rates go up. And I think that's what everyone should be prepared for. I think if you're in a purchase right now, based on today, you can wait until tomorrow and kind of see if you gather a few more basis points, but you can lock really any point here. If you're in a refinance situation, safe thing to do is to lock. If you don't care, like let's say you're saving $125 and you're like, you know what, I could care, if I don't get it, it's fine. Let's go for the gusto and try to save $250 a month or whatever. Then you could wait and see if this plays out, see if it can break through to the upside. Because if we can, we're going to see a lot lower rates. This is, you get a lot of timidity because, the banks are hedging. And so when they see this stuff coming, they start to hedge the books a little bit. And that means they're not giving you the full gains. If we bust through there, that might give full gains and then some to try to grab market share. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at locking your rate, whether you're going to lock your purchase. I'd say go ahead. You can feel free to pull the trigger. Pull the trigger on, does it work? No. How do I get that to work? There it is. I just haven't quite figured that out yet. I've got all my buttons in there. I've got all my sounds loaded. Need to figure that out. Pull the trigger. If you refinance, it's up to you. Do you want to take a risk or not? Do you want to risk the savings you have on the table? If you do, go for it. If not, you'll be all right. Okay, a couple things. Let's look at the markets today. Dow's down 150. S&P and NASDAQ both up. NASDAQ, I believe, was a record high. Facebook crushing. Morgan Stanley doubles its dividend. Wow. Wow. We're going to have to look at the banks, team. We may have to add that to today's list. Oil, pretty flat, still $72 and change. Not bad there. Gold, still in the 17s, just kind of high 17s. It likes that space right now. Crypto Bitcoin, mid 30,000s. It's been in that 30,000s range from the bottom of the top. And this is actually something I also called. You can go back in the videos, you can look. So Bitcoin's going to trade between 30 and 40,000 for a while, and then it's going to break out one way or the other from there, quite possibly lower. And so for people who are accumulators like myself, you're buying it every week at a certain dollar amount. Doesn't matter where it's at. You're fine with it going lower. If you have a long-term outlook, 5 or 10 years, you're fine. Ethereum is really the big winner today, up 15%. Ethereum, another one I'm accumulating. It's just these two. I do have some XRP, but I don't even know why. I have some ADA as well. Those are the only ones I own, but I'm very heavy in Bitcoin, and next up is Ethereum. So these are the two. These are really the two, in my opinion. It's a big day for Ethereum today. I didn't catch that. That's pretty cool. This one is interesting because this puts some things back on the table. So Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, who's one of the more conservative judges, says that the federal marijuana laws may be outdated. Okay, meaning, hey, we know we have this legalization in certain states now. Maybe we should look at this federally again, which would also take a look at a lot of different, crimes, like actual things that are listed as felonies and not make them felonies. There's a lot of different things to look at with this. I'll put the link if you want to check it out. But what this does is this brings some of the, what I would call pot stocks, It brings the pot stocks back into, that was the wrong one. I meant to hit this one. It brings the pot stocks back into play for potentially another leg higher if you see a federal approval, or if we even start heading down that path, the pot stocks are going to pop. So keep that in mind. Elarian is right here. He said the Fed is behind on inflation and risks another recession if it's forced to catch up. What he means there is, if the Fed is forced to raise rates or taper or do some of these different things, then they're going to be doing it in a reactionary format, which is bad from a market's perspective. In other words, they'll get taken advantage of by market makers. They'll totally get taken advantage of. There'll be tons of people on that same side of the trade that will make it more difficult for the Fed to do what they need to do so that those individuals can make money. That's what they're there for. That's what Wall Street does. Don't be mad at Wall Street. We know what it is. It's greed. It's ugly. It's there. It's a necessary evil. Understand what's going on there so you can take advantage of it yourself if need be, or so you can at least know what to avoid. This one was from last week. Yeah, personal consumption expenditures price index, not good. The inflation is there. So I know I've beaten this inflation horse just completely dead here. I want you to know that it's real. It's here. Real estate's the only thing that hasn't caught up yet. Speaking of real estate, let's go have some fun. Real estate's the only thing that hasn't caught up. If you look at just everything, even used cars, selling for more than what they cost new. What is that? So inflation is pretty inarguable now. You can't really sit here and argue with me that inflation is overcooked, or that, it's not really here, or that it's transitory, or any of that stuff. Again, we're going to go 750 on the price. Oh, sorry. Actually, let's keep it under that, because we're going to want to look at all detached here, sort of regardless. We're going to just keep this consistent across the board when we look at these. And I like to put in the filters 3 bed. Okay. I'm going to do 3 bed, 2 bath. 3 bed, 2 bath, detached house. We're not going to add anything else. That's it. We're looking in right here in Escondido. And obviously there's more homes than this for sale in Escondido, but I'm just keeping it at this 750 mark. And look at the number of hot homes. Again, this is a great indicator of how the market is moving. You have San Marcos over here as well. Here's Escondido. Look at San Pasqual Valley over here. Have we got anything over there? Not much. I wonder what's going there. So Let's look at a couple hot homes here to kick things off. Here's one 4-bed, 2.5 bath. This is a 1,800 square foot home. Hot home listed at $699. Remember where we are. We're in Escondido here, proper suburb area. Let's take a look at this home. Just get an idea for condition is really, really good here. And that tends to be the case with these hot homes. Either they're priced super low, or let's call it very aggressively, or they're in just great shape. And this one is in definitely great shape. I don't know where the price will end up on this. We're just kind of starting our search here. This one's a 4-bed, 2.5 bath, $699. What does Redfin have? What's the Redfin estimate? 702. So, this one is probably going to go for, 725 to 750. No HOA, no Melrose. Nice listing. Anna Smith is the agent there with Berkshire Hathaway Home Service. Okay. So that's our first dip into the Escondido pool. 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 1,800 square feet, $699. It's a hot home. Probably going to go for more than that. So the reason I'm looking at this real estate is I'm going to just kind of walk through for people who aren't sure how to look at real estate, and also just to get a feel for the market. Where is it at? We don't just have to look at hot homes. Remember, we found some great deals last week just looking at homes that weren't hot homes. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to try to see if okay, here's one for $599 that's a hot home. We're going to look at that and we're going to compare it to this one that's $599 that isn't. And maybe that'll give us some sort of ideas. So $599 right here. This one, by the way, that last one had no HOA and no Melrose. I wasn't sure if I mentioned that. Sendero Avenue. Let's give listing credit here. Leslie Sabara, Sandra Belcher with Realty Options. Okay, this one's a hot home. $599, 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 1,666 square feet. Appears to be updated, at least somewhat. Somewhat updated. We could do better photos here for sure. Maybe recently vacant too. So potentially was a rental prior, hard to say. I'm not going to read the description, but so that's $599 hot home. Okay, so do you see the difference in the 100,000 there? Where we were on Elkhorn here. So that's the $100,000 difference right there. And now that was just one. That's a hot home. Let's look at the other one that isn't a hot home. Maybe we can see what the market's telling us. This one's a 3-2, 1,592 square feet. That's good. It's listed by Leah Cole with Cole Realty and Mortgage. All right, now question is, let's get on the inside of this thing. It doesn't look like it's super aged or anything here. I mean, this thing isn't super dated by any means. Maybe a crooked closet door. That's the garage. Yeah, it's the garage. So they've kind of created the garage, a living sort of area out of the garage here. It looks like they've got some flooring in there too. It could be converted potentially. So a couple little things here. Nothing massive. This one is, the single story style, which, a lot of people actually prefer versus sort of the 2-story that we saw on the previous one at $599. So that one's a hot home. This one isn't. I really can't tell you that there's any reason why. And this one is probably no HOA. Sendero. HOA is $300 a month. So here's how that factors into your purchasing power. So every $50 a month in HOA is about $10,000 in purchasing power. So if you have a $300 HOA here, that's about $60,000 in purchasing power, which means you kind of look at this like it's not listed $599. It's more like $660 or $659 is actually kind of what the actual translated price would be if we're comparing it to a home like this, which has no HOA. So to me, this is a no-brainer. If I'm picking between the two, this is a much better value. Now, this is without giving consideration to, maybe the specifics of the neighborhoods, just looking at the real estate here, because some people are going to have different things. Some people are going to go immediately to the schools. What are the schools? What are the schools? And you can get those pretty easily here. So for this one, grade schools rating 4.445. Let's just do this for fun. 5.45. Okay, so really that's the same for both of them. So that's not really consideration between these two properties. And so this one is a far better deal, but it's not a hot home. So don't think that the market, a lot of people say, well, the market's always right. Disagree. Market makes mistakes, but those mistakes are made in an open format where people can take advantage of them or not, depending upon what they want to do. So, that's a situation right there where I just saw 599. It wasn't a hot home. Saw 599 that was, and just wanted to compare them for the sake of this video. But, when you're looking at these different properties, you may have a completely different objective than I do for this particular video. So I just wanted you to see, all right, hey, how does this look? Because we get attracted to the hot homes. We see the hot homes. We want to know what other people like. We like to look at things that other people like. And so we're attracted to that. We go to those. And therefore, those hot homes kind of become self-fulfilling prophecies. And the other ones just simply get less eyeballs. Here's another one. This one's 629. It's a 3-2, obviously, as well. 1,300 square feet and change. This was got kind of an older craftsman style. Just like an Escondido craftsman. It's in good shape. Has some updates. Some yard, too. Not an enormous yard, but got some yard. You could clear that out and make something really cool out of that if you wanted to. And this one is 629. This one is a hot home. 1,350 is the square footage there. The listing agent on this one, Julianne Polito and Michelle Goodwin Henderson. Home Smart Realty Rest. And so that's a 3-2 for 1,350 square feet. 629 hot home. Probably going to sell for more than that. See what the Redfin estimate is. Doesn't have one. Okay. They don't always give you an estimate. That's all right. So you can see where we're going with this here in Escondido. Now let's look at something a little bit more fringy. Let's go a little bit more north and take a look up here. This is also a hot home, and I believe so 620 and 629. We have two hot homes right next to one another in pretty much the same neighborhood, 92026 North Escondido. But then right here, not that far away, a little bit closer to the highway, we've got a 609 that's not a hot home. So let's investigate that guy. If we're looking for deals, first thing to do is look where everyone else isn't. This one's 609. Townhome, we'll check out the HOA. Oh, look at that virtual staging. Very nice. I like how they just admitted it. Look, we're virtually staging this thing, guys. I like it. And kind of your traditional townhome setup here. The virtual staging is cool. So, the agent went to some trouble to make that happen, by the way. It's a good sign. Okay. Yeah, two-car garage. How's the HOA on this one? No HOA? There we go. $90 a month, HOA. Kevin Hancock, a listing agent here. Realty One. So 609. So here's one 2.5, 1754. Maybe needs some TLC. You never know until you get in there with an inspector. But you can see now, let's run up and look at 629 hot home. That's looking more like a single story. Is the 620 the same? Yeah, these look like a single story area. So let's just look at these. Congressional Glen. 620 Escondido. 3-2, 1,400 square feet. This one's listed with Christine Gaytan, First Team Real Estate. Let's see what we got here. I think I'm going to like this one. Okay. I like the little views of the neighborhood there. I love the vaulted ceiling. Beautiful. That's cool. You make that fun. I would go with different flooring versus carpet in that room, but you can make some things happen there. It looks like a nice big deck, too, off the back, which is nice. Cool built-ins. Sort of a standard kitchen setup. A little bit dated in some areas. With some wallpaper. No real yard to speak of, but you do have some amenities here. How much are the HOAs? $266. So serious HOAs, but some serious benefits. 623, 214, 10. So that kind of gives you a little bit of the grasp of difference between what makes a hot home and what doesn't right there. You have a couple ooh and ah moments, like, oh, it's got a HOA, it's got a pool. There's one big vaulted room. There really wasn't a ton of difference, although this is more of a single story structure. I can completely understand why people would want that. It's not a single story though, is it? This is on the second floor, right? No, it looks like a single. I'm not going to go back through the photos, but gives you an idea of what we're looking at here. And then I want to take a look down here in South Escondido. Now, South Escondido, this is the area I'm really excited about. And you can see all of Escondido, very similar. We bounced around a little bit as far as price, cost, what are you getting? So I'm going to look at some stuff here east of the 15, then we're going to look west. And I'll try to keep it in about the same price range. So let's look at this one here for $699. We got a pool. We've got a pool and a view for $699. Vista Grand Glen. His listing is this. Monique LeBlanc from Big Block. And I like it a lot. Love the pool. Love the views with the pool. A bit bigger driveway. House is in great shape. This is South Escondido, which I think if you were going to say, well, which side would you rather be on? I think south is what most people would say. A little bit closer to San Diego. A little bit more central to Southern California. In our, sub San Clemente area here. Cool built-ins. Just really updated and in good shape. Love it. Love the pool. Oh, man. And this whole area over here by the pool to hang out, barbecue. Yeah, I got to tell you. First one we looked at, Elkhorn, was $699. It was a 4-bed, 1806, 2000, and this one's smoking it. A lot more value here with the pool. Not everyone wants a pool. Not everyone. A lot of people do, and that's what you're gonna see with these two as this plays out. But this one here, so far to me, best value. Now let's compare that. Let's go across the highway here. Look at this one. That's $700. It's also a hot home. All right. Now, does this one have an HOA? $100. Who's the listing with? Nicholas Anselmo from Balloon Inc. Haven't heard of Balloon Inc. Let's take a look at this one. 2-story. Nice sized driveway with a 2-car garage there. Decent sized backyard too. You can do a lot there. I don't understand the checkering of the bricks though. That just still puzzles me. Okay, almost like a split foyer kind of setup here. Interesting. I don't see those too much here in San Diego. So it's in good shape. Not updated necessarily, but not dated. It's kind of in that between mode. Decent sized bedrooms. Decent backyard. No pool. If there's a community pool, that'd be good to know. I'm not seeing it in the photos. Oh, it looks like there is. There's a community pool over there. So, yeah. West of the 15 versus east of the 15. I personally like this one a little bit better. But that South Escondido area here, this is really where a lot of people are talking this area up right here. This whole South Escondido area is going to, really blow up and is blowing up in the process of blowing up. Here's a $599er. Let's take a look at this one. Not a hot home. Starting to look like the oldest. This has a pool? Okay. Hold on. We might have a smoking hot deal alert here, team. Sound the alarm. We got a $599 3.2 South Escondido circle driveway. It just gets fancier and fancier. Great photos. They got a 3D walkthrough. Okay, appears to be in decent shape. Be a little bit dated. Nothing crazy. Potentially a funky floor plan. Can't quite tell. But you got views and a pool for $599. How is that not a hot home? We have a leveled or sort of a tiered backyard setup here that looks like it's designed for probably gardening, growing some stuff. 2-car garage with a circle driveway and the pool. Yeah, I got to tell you. Smoking hot deal alert. 3-bed, 2-bath, and 1,700 plus square feet. You know, a lot of times we see these 3-2s that are at the get-in price point, and they're like 1,100 square feet. You know, stuff like that. You'll see that in like Encinitas, for example, where I had a buyer who bought a home, big lot, beautiful, definitely a good investment. But, you know, it's a 3-2, like 1,100 square feet. This is 1,750. So you've got a lot more space there to run for this thing to go higher. It says the home's popular. It says it's been viewed 4,300 times. Not a hot home. Very, very interesting. $599 pool. Jump on it, team. All right. So in sort of getting our understanding of the Escondido market here, just in a sort of a short time frame, we're seeing at this under 750 range. We've got a lot of different options, and pools are involved, big yards with some of these, low HOAs, no HOAs on some of them. We haven't explored all of them. There's a lot here to choose from in this price range. But there's definitely some deals out there. You can tell there's definitely some that are going to fetch a higher, that are going to be more valuable to the market, in my opinion, than others. And there's some that are still off the radar that really shouldn't be. I don't know how long this one's been on the market. 125 Helen Way. This is Daniel Beer's listing. I don't know how long this has been on the market. Where does it say that? 10 days. So I'm a little bit shocked by that. Maybe there's something weird. Maybe the house smells weird. You know, we never know until you actually get there. What would keep people from getting this thing locked up into contract? I have no idea. Especially with the pool in the summer right around the corner. And like I said, maybe there's something I don't know. But I think that's one that the market might have missed. Daniel Beer listing. $599. South Escondido. Okay, I want to keep looking at properties, but I got to run and get some stuff done. And hopefully that's enough to kind of give you an idea. Hey, here's how you can kind of look at properties. Here's what's going on in Escondido. I'd love to go into San Marcos as well here soon. Vista is definitely on the radar. We'll be looking at all these places. Any of the areas where we might be able to find deals, affordable single family, detached homes. This is what most people are looking for. It's what most people want. If you're looking for a condo right now, you have a lot more options. The market is not as hot for condos, and that's always kind of the case, but definitely right now, it's still a seller's market. Don't get yourself wrong. We're going to look at Oceanside as well. That's one that's really got me intrigued right now. Also, I want to revisit Bonsall. Bonsall's on my list to revisit, and Fallbrook. I want to look at Bonsall, and we have this 750 price range. Nothing. Bonsall used to be a place where the prices were a little bit higher than Fallbrook. Not the case anymore. It's become such an equestrian destination. It's such a cool spot. Oh man, we got a dome home in Fallbrook. I'm such a sucker for these. Love anything interesting. And we've seen a couple of these different dome homes pop up over the last few years. Some of them way out in the middle of nowhere. This one looks like it's on a really nice lot. I love these things, not just because they're unique, but there's so many cool things about the way they're situated and the way you can live in them. And this one is only what, 518? 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2,100 square feet. 518. Want to tell your kids you're moving to the planetarium? Travis Kipper has this listing with Sky Realty. Nice views too, 2 acres. Okay, I'm not going to do Fallbrook now, but we're going to do Fallbrook. We're going to look at Fallbrook. We're also going to do Temecula. We're going to cover a bunch of stuff. For now, that is it. Hopefully that helps everybody. I'm always here if you need me. If you have questions about the VA home loan benefit, that is what I do. Questions about a refi, looking to buy, give me a shout, shoot me an email, text me, give me a call, whatever works for you. I'm here for you, here to help. Have a great day, everybody. Talk to you soon.